All right, no word of a lie, guys. Last week, I was going to create a video discussing the fact that World War III hasn't put out an update in 5 months. The fact that I have been defending them for so long because I saw the potential for them to go radio silent and stop doing weekly updates starting in early February, and then us seeing absolutely nothing from them in 5 months. But while I was recording that video, I got some of the audio done and I was like, you know what? What's the point? What's the point in damning them? At this point, nobody really cares, right? I know a lot of you guys watch my World War III content, but in the grand scheme of things, who gives a shit? And then I see an article with the headlines, My Games and the Farm 51 partner on development of World War III. The collaboration gives Farm 51 the necessary resources and expertise to expand the scale of their upcoming title while retaining creative control and vision. Set amidst a modern global conflict, World War III emphasizes teamwork as players wage war. You guys know what World War III is. If you've been on this channel for any sort of length of time, you know. And I'm going to have a link to the playlist of World War III down below. It was touted from the community as the battlefield killer, and it came into early access a complete and total failure. But when I play it and I see the potential in a game like this, and I thought that personally they put the price too high, but for an early access title, I was happy with the state that it was in once they got the server issues fixed. And then it just kind of fizzled out from there. The little spark that it did have went away really, really quickly, but I stayed with it. And we're here. This is interesting because from what I understand, My.Games had published and developed a game called Armored Warfare, which I believe I've covered on the channel before a long time ago. I played a little bit of it, did some coverage, and that was kind of it. I never really heard anything from them moving forward. My takeaway from this is they are going to be giving them resources for publishing, marketing, and they say also development, which means they're combining some people from each studio, which is great, as long as, and it does say here, that Farm 51 retains creative control and creative vision, which is huge. But let's go into the future of what this means for World War III. The early access version of World War III will soon be made unavailable to purchase from Steam until further release details are revealed later this year. That is fucking huge, which means players who have already purchased World War III will be able to continue play unimpeded, with veteran status and valuable in-game cosmetics being rewarded to the early access players upon the game's release. So this is one of the first titles that I think I've seen being pulled out of early access off the store, and then they are planning a global release for the game later on. Farm 51 is still actively developing World War III and implementing player feedback during its early access period, while also preparing the game for release. That's fucking huge, because the biggest thing about this game was the lack of direction and the lack of content. And obviously the lack of animations. We've been waiting for animations for 5 months. This explains the silence. They've been working on a deal to make this game even better than where they initially thought it could be. New features coming to the game throughout 2020 include a new Asian theater of war, an enhanced movement system, streamlined updates to existing maps, brand new UI and HUDs, player progression, further weapon customization, and expansive tutorials to help new players. The Farm 51 is also committed to developing more game modes, including a mode chosen by the community. I was gonna say in my video last week, what happened to Recon? That mode they've been touting for almost a year, and then we just never saw it. What happened to it? Alongside new maps, streaks, weapons, cosmetics, and a greater range of character voiceovers and language options. Now, I'm sure people are gonna have opinions about My Games and how they handled Armored Warfare, but the fact is they are giving Farm 51 the necessary resources to make this game a fucking reality, which is something that makes me really fucking happy that I didn't just write this one off. Because I think that out of all of the early access FPS games that I've played, this is one of the few that deserve this kind of success. Games like Ground Branch deserve this kind of success. Farm 51, I think World War III deserves this success. So I'm excited as hell to make this video and say, we're fucking finally going to be there. If you guys haven't picked it up, wait and see what this new game has to offer. In my opinion, this feels like a reset for them, which could be a great thing. Now, on the other hand, we're hearing a lot of news coming out of EA's camp that they're basically ending support for not only Battlefield 5, but for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Coming, one of their updates, I think, is coming in July, and that's going to be it. And then EA and DICE, from what I understand, are going to go all hands on deck for the next Battlefield game. My guess is it's going to be modern, and my guess is that Battlefield game is going to go back to what made Battlefield 3 and what made Battlefield 4 the success that they were. Which means World War III coming out could potentially be that indie version of Battlefield if My Games and their marketing department decides to release the finished product of World War III at a lower price point. It could get nasty in these streets, in these modern military shooter streets. I think World War III has a lot of things that Battlefield games haven't done. And that's the extensive customization, that's the factions, the customization of the weapons, the characters. But Battlefield has everything else. They have the game modes, they have the visuals, they have the performance, the optimization. World War III could have those things with the right team in place, the right amount of money. Obviously, I mean, any team could have it, but World War III, I think, was on its way. They just needed more resources to get there, and now they have it, which I think is fucking crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Big Fry. If you guys enjoy my World War III content, I just want to say I know a lot of you guys have been shitting on it. You've been shitting on me for following through, but I've always felt that there's some sort of potential there. And I just needed to see the devs kind of see this one through. If it crashed and burned, it crashed and burned. I think this is the best case scenario for a game like this, and I'm really, really excited for the future. And I'm glad that this was one of the games that I decided, through all the bullshit, through all the hate, through all the comments and the trolling, I'm glad this was one that I stuck out. Leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. And if you guys want to consider subscribing, the button is down below. Appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.